So, anyways, I'm Peter. I'm going to be introducing our panel today. And first and foremost, we'd like to thank everyone for being here. And I'm pretty sure that your clients and your colleagues are also thankful that you guys are here to learn and to grow as well, right? So, oh, sorry. Oh, my volume. Okay. Yeah, and I just want to thank you all again, and want to introduce our first guest here, and we'd like to thank you for allowing us to use this space and for sponsoring as well. So give it up for Jeff.
Great, thank you. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Thanks for coming out on this cold night. I thought it was going to freeze overnight. I don't know about y'all, but it didn't, so that's good. My name is Jeff Keller. I'm with National Title Group. That's the space that you're sitting in right now. So we work a lot with Calvin and Katie and their team, EXP English Group, and we let them use the space as well. As this space is something that you guys could use as well if you ever needed to in your professional career or you wanted to host something. But hopefully you're teamed up with them though by that time, and they'll help introduce you to the space. Like I said, my name is Jeff Keller with National Title Group. We maintain this space as well as the fourth floor. That's where we close all of our deals on the fourth floor. We try and separate ourselves from other title companies by offering value and resources. Any existing established agents in here know that there seems to be a title company on every corner, and some of them like to drop off Tiff's treats or edible arrangements or donuts when you do a closing. We can definitely do that, but we like to also just offer tons and tons of value and resources. By that, I mean the space being one. So there's not a lot of title companies I know that will give you a space like this to use for free in order to generate business for yourself in your real estate career. So that's a huge, and this space isn't a co-working space. This is a space that we lease and maintain ourselves. So when people aren't using it, it's empty. Just so you know, but also many apps and research and development resources as well. I don't want to get too much into it, but as you start progressing in your real estate career, you're going to want to try and find as many deals as possible. That's what every agent wants to do. We have a tremendous amount of resources where you can get with me, get with my team, and say, I'm looking at prospecting, a certain area, and we can plug you in and try and find out as much data as you can on that area. Homes maturing, and on the commercial side as well for residential and commercial. So my cards I put out on the thing, on the little notepads, if you wanted to hang on to them, save them. Because if any question ever comes up, please contact me, reach out. Even if it's on a deal that may be closing with another title company, you can always reach out to me and just have another ear to bounce it off of. I'm not going to be like, oh, this deal's not closing with us. Don't talk to me. I legitimately like to help. A lot of times people use us as leverage. They're like, Jeff, we wanted to use you guys in this closing, but the seller wanted to go to another title company, but they're giving us the runaround, or they're saying they can't close, or this lien or whatever. So people will contact me, and I'll help them through it, or we can even give the go ahead and say, well, we could actually close it. So then that gives you leverage to go back to the other title company you're with. Does that make sense? Yeah. And say, I talked to Jeff at National Title. They said that they could close it right now, not because I'm trying to steal the deal away from another title company, but just to give you some leverage, and kind of kick it along a little bit. And then the other title company will say, well, if National Title says they'll close it, then we'll go ahead and close it. So long story short, you guys are wanting to learn more about commercial. We do the second most commercial in the state of Texas out of any title company. We close one of our largest accounts. It's a little commercial firm you may have heard of. They're called Walmart. We close every Walmart, in the United States. So every time a Walmart pops up in California, Podunk, Idaho, wherever, we're closing it out of this office. And Walmart doesn't use just any little rinky-dink title company. So all that to say, we'd love an opportunity to work with y'all. Appreciate you coming in. Hope you have some tacos, and get ready for the show. Thanks.
All right, guys. So bear with me a little bit. I'm working on my speaking skills, so I apologize if I get a little nervous and stuff. But anyways, this next person that I'm going to introduce to y'all, he doesn't need an introduction really. He's been an industry leader for so many decades. Sold over 64 plus million in sales in this year alone. He's a 4-time EXP agent or icon agent. And y'all give it up for Calvin Wong. Let's go, Calvin.
Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome.
That's a great introduction right there. Good morning, everyone. So if you haven't known, there's like amazing breakfast tacos and fruits. We still have plenty of food, so help yourself if you need to get more. So let me put up my slides. Cool. So what brought you here today? Free food, C credit. Okay. So what's the motivation? The motivation here is the free C credit, or is that something the topic of this event kind of catches you, right? What's the topic of this event?
Breaking into CRE.
Okay, breaking into CRE. So if you need motivation to do anything in life, do you think that's going to be sustainable, or is it going to be short-lived? Why? Correct. So for example, this event, there's the free C credit could be a motivation. But how many free C credit we can throw out there to keep you moving, right? We cannot like unlimited, like just give on free C credit. You yourself have to find the why to keep on going. For example, a lot of you, I mean, everyone here seems pretty fit. You know, I think you guys go to the gym like 3 or 4 times a week at least. So just think about that for a second. If you need motivation to go to the gym every day or whatnot, there's gonna be time that like weather like this, it's like, oh man, it's so nice to sleep in, right? You know, let me kind of cuddle a little bit more or like just sleep in. I can always like hit the gym like after work and whatnot. So that is the motivation. You lost the motivation. So if you don't, so to me, I always kind of say motivation is good, but it's short-lived. If you are doing something, whether you are doing residential real estate or commercial real estate, you have to find a why. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Because motivation is just going to be short time. Like you go to a lot of events, like there's a lot of coaches that's going to be like, you know, they give you like the hoorah, like, you know, give you all the music to pump you up. Guess what? At the end of the event, your energy level goes back to where it is. So you have to find your why. You have to find your why to do the things that you want to do, whether it's residential or commercial. So I'm glad all of you guys are here today because I love sharing my story. I love sharing my story. So the topic of the event is breaking into commercial real estate. So give me a show of hands, like who are doing commercial deals already? Okay, a few. So for those that are here, so obviously you're here to learn. And is there a reason why you think, okay, yeah, commercial real estate may be something that I want to do? Or like, is there like, I want to see like if you guys have any like thoughts about transitioning into commercial real estate. Why do people do commercial real estate? It's very easy, yeah. Money, right? Yeah. Bigger deals, bigger volume, bigger checks. That's very true because commercial real estate, you know, if you look at this building itself, right? If you sell one office building like this, pretty much you can take a break for the, you know, a year or two, right? But in residential, you have to sell so many homes to kind of equal to one office building. So the volume is different, right? So why do people do commercial real estate? Because some of them, it's because of the deal volume. But in order to get to that point, it's not easy. Why? The reason is everyone needs a place to live, right? Whether it's rent, whether it's to buy, whether it's a home, condo, apartments, but not everyone needs a commercial space because majority of the populations work for somebody else, and when they work for somebody else, they don't need to make decision on whether to buy or lease a commercial space. So it is not until 1954. Any runners here? Like anyone who runs 5K or marathon? Okay. So it is not until 1954 that one special someone broke the record. That's he ran a mile within 4 minutes. Anyone know who that is? So Roger Bannister. Roger Bannister is the first person on earth to break that record. And prior to 1954, it's impossible. Like no one even like beyond like will believe like it could happen to run a mile within 4 minutes. But Roger broke that belief. So, and after that, thousands of runners, just hit that 4-minute mile. So the reason I share with you is if Roger did not achieve that, then to this date, I think no one still can break that 4-minute mile. So what does that kind of tell you? It tells you that whatever limiting belief that you have, it's false. So a lot of time people may tell you like, hey, you can't do this. There's no way you're gonna make $1 million in real estate. There's no way like you can be you won't last like for a month, right? So whatever people that tell you that, if you soak it in, then you will never broke that belief. So every time like if someone tell you that something negative to you, and try to push you down, try to tell like, oh, you cannot make it in this world, like you are nobody, like you are nothing, just disregard it. Just think about like 1954, Roger Bannister, he broke that 4-minute mile, and then like the rest is history. So it's the reason why I want to start this is because this business, it takes more than skills. It's a lot about your mindset. It's a lot about your belief, whether you can do it or not. And this is so true. I want to share with you my journey. So I started in commercial real estate 20 years ago. Started off with Goldman Sachs. I was there for 7 years. And then I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, right? So I left the corporate world, left my comfortable job, don't have to think about finding space, right? Because I was on W-2. Is it W-2? Oh, yeah. W-2 is where you get paid, right? Like
Somebody pays you.
someone pays you. And then W-9 is where, yeah. So thanks for paying attention. So I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I do not know how. But I take the leap of faith, right? Because what is, call it crazy and whatnot. But thankfully, my wife was very supportive to support my crazy idea. So I left the corporate world. Sometimes you just have to be crazy enough to achieve great things, right? Just load up those coffee, you'll be fine. And so I've been doing commercial real estate. So I started with like zero, like street smart, zero, because I was always on corporate, right? Because when you're in the corporate world, the company name is your gateway, right? I mean, tell people like, oh, I work for Goldman Sachs, like it's kind of like the door just naturally open for you. But when you are on your own, no one is there to save you. No one is there to open up the door for you. to kind of bow at you. It's like, oh yeah, here we go. Like this is a VIP seat. None. You start from zero, and I start from zero. Let's see. So the reason I put this is because there's a time span right there. This is 2013. So I left Goldman in 2012, like kind of later part of 2012, and then so Daniel at the back, I partnered with him in 2012. So he's kind of like my, how do I say it? Instead of going like individually, thankfully I found, I met Daniel in 2008, and then a couple of years later we, become business partners. So that's where we started doing commercial brokerage. So in 2013, I just started talking about intro to commercial real estate. So I was like giving presentation to, this is a ARIA event, which is an Asian Real Estate Association event, giving presentation to real estate agents. So, and this is like just within a year, then I just started talking about commercial real estate. Have I had limiting belief that I cannot do it? I wouldn't even be standing at that time. That was like within a year that was self-employed, right? Doing your own business. I honestly do not know what I was doing actually at that time. but I did it, right? So I just kind of do it. So I share all this with you is because like totally you recognize that's me. I was like so young. That was back in the day. It's like, do you recognize this guy right here? Right? I mean, like we all change, but this is all within 2 years in the business, and I was like traveling, doing different presentation. So in within 2 years, so that gentleman right there, he might be a billionaire maybe, or close to a billionaire. So he's the founder of that. Back then it's called Little Sheep Hot Pot. They have thousands of locations in China. And then they expanded to the US, and he sold the US business to Yum Brand. So Yum Brand owns like Pizza Hut, KFC, and all that. So that's the guy right there. So then we were helping him on expansion in the Texas area on the commercial real estate side. So within 2 years, right? So within 2 years, we were able to get an account, which is like a franchise account, to do it. And so I was at one of the oil and gas conference, things like that. So I start with like zero. The only thing that I have is the can-do spirit, right? Just don't let anything get in the way. Like if I want to do something, if like this is something that I've decided to do, I just go do it, because there's no falling back, right? Because I left corporate job, I just go all in being an entrepreneur. Just go all in doing commercial real estate, right? So fast forward, you would know this guy is in real estate because this picture is taken like 10 years ago. We're still using it. Don't laugh. Look at your business card, your avatar, right? Your ads. It's like you. This is the common trend in real estate. If you have picture like 10 years ago, good. You are in real estate. You're doing well. You're successful. So I did all kind of deals, right? Warehouses, retail, strip centers, apartments. But it's all throughout multiple years of experience, and there's a lot of up and downs. And this business is tough. It's not a smooth sailing, especially in sales, right? Once you close that sales, you have to start all over again. So if you want to have consistency in your income, in your cash flow. You have to plan it out how you want to do it. Because if you keep on chasing the next deal, you're going to get burned out. You're going to get burned out. And the thing is like this, with time, our energy, our health is going to keep on going down. So how many more years that you have left to continue to chase after the next deals? If you do not want that type of lifestyle, like, oh, always try to chase the next deal, right? In the good years, yeah, you make like a couple 100,000, maybe $1 million, but in the slower economy cycle, like you kind of try to stay afloat. I've been through the economic cycle like twice, right? So I know the feeling. I know like how I've seen a lot of friends make a lot of money during good times and then file bankruptcy like during the bad times. Is because they do not have a plan to weather the storm, right? So in this commercial real estate business, even in residential business, you have to have a plan. You have to think how you want to set yourself in the next 5 years. If there's something that is holding you back, there's a feeling that, oh yeah, if I do that, I may become this in the next few years. But if you have the fear that's holding you back, I want you to look in the mirror and fast forward, think about 5 years later and look back. If you did not take that action, are you gonna regret that you did not take the action? So if you put yourself in a position fast forward, just like a TV, right? You can just fast forward 5 years and then look back. If that's a little something, fear or whatnot, that's holding you back, is it big enough for you to regret 5 years later? Do you want to be let's say, when you die and someone say, oh, Calvin, you're amazing. You had a great life by playing it safe. Do you want people to say that, or you want people to say the opposite, that you took the risk, that there's fear, yes, but you take the actions big enough to overcome that fear to achieve something that you may never thought you're going to achieve. So this is this year alone, year to date, this is my volume, 62 mil. I'm putting up there not to try to brag or anything, but I'm putting up there just to show you that all of us can achieve something bigger than what you're doing right now. I never thought I could have this volume. Last year I was doing 30 something million, and this year it's 62, so it's double, right? So as you kind of reflect, as you kind of think back, the example that I the guy that broke the record, right? If he has the limiting belief, we wouldn't have that 1 minute, 4 minute mile records. If I have a limiting belief, I will still be working for a company. I will still be getting paychecks and just be a number of a company. Because if you work for somebody, you are always dispensable, right? For those that have worked for a company or someone before, you are, when time is tough, you may be the one that's got let go. So rather than depending on your life and your destiny on somebody else, why don't you take charge? Why don't you take charge and how much time? Why don't you take charge in your life? So I went to a restaurant recently, and each napkin has a quote. So for those that are sitting in the back, you miss 100% of the shots you never take, right? You miss 100% of the shots you never take. So if you think about okay, I want to, make $1 million. If you never take the actions to get to that point, right, you miss 100% of the shot. Because you just never know. If you don't do it, how do you know? How do you know? So for those that like are afraid of doing commercial real estate, if you have never done it, how do you know you will fail? How do you know you will succeed? How do you know like you fail miserably, right? Do or do not. There's no try. Ever like send an invite to someone and say, hey, come to this event and so, and people say, oh, yeah, I'm gonna try. Whether you are coming or you're not, there's no try. So if you want to be the best, you have to do the things that other people aren't willing to do. So if you want to be the best, you have to do the things that other people aren't willing to do. So that's the restaurant, Kenny's East Coast Pizza. It's in Plano. The reason I put this with a fork is like, because right now there's so many AI, right? Because this seems like an AI generated pictures, but that's why I put a fork right there. But again, then I thought, okay, AI can generate a fork with like, so that defeats the purpose. But anyway, I want to show you like, let me see. It's like, as I'm like, downing like the pizza, it was so good. Like, anyone been to Kenny's East Coast Pizza in Plano? So good. You should go. Even if you don't want to go eat, just go and take those like napkins to kind of encourage you a little bit. So that was like this past weekend, and then I was like, oh wow, I can kind of get some content for this event. So the mindset shift. Everything is about mindset. Everything is about mindset on what you do. Because if you think about it, our body and all that, without our brain, it's just, because your brain kind of controls it. But soon, computer's going to control us. What's that movie? Which one? This one blank. Keanu Reeves. Matrix. So if you go and watch the Matrix, so obviously like holiday season, you may have some time. Just go watch the Matrix, like watch the whole like just three parts, right? Just watch. You'd be amazed like how like today's world is so relevant than what it was saying before. Because it's like it's just scary. But anyway, mindset. It's everything is about mindset. That's it. Just like a car, right? It doesn't have its mind, but you have to drive it. Same thing as your what you want to do in life. You have to drive it. You have to have the patience and persistence. It took me, well, I've been in business like 20 years, right, to hit that 62. It's not a big number. If you look at other like people are doing, like they do like hundreds of millions. But it took me a while to get to that point. And you guys here have a lot of opportunity to even like crush that numbers easily if you set your mind to. Because I start from like scratch. I don't have any relationship. Right?
Like how many deals got you to the 62?
How many deals? I think it's maybe around like 25. Yeah. And that's just for like this year alone. But again, that numbers, it's small. Like there's another guy that was like 100, 90, 98. And this is still not, we still have one more month, like December. That number still can change. I have 2 more contracts that are coming up, so that number still can change. But what it is like you have to have the patience. You have to have like the persistence, right? Just think about like athletes, right? You have to, like a muscle memory, you have to like continue to improve it. You have to continue to sharpen your skill set. That's why you are here for the CE, right? The continuing education. And Katie is such a great instructor, and she's going to come out and really teach you guys how, the fundamentals of commercial real estate. But like to me, like mindset is the main thing, because your mind can take you to the level that you will never think you can achieve. Just think about where you guys have achieved today. Like if you compare yourself a couple of years ago, if you had not made the decision to become an entrepreneur, to become a salesperson, an agent, you can compare like the life what you have right now versus before, and you are doing, you're taking the risk to get your real estate license, right? And while still having another job, but you are taking the steps. It's just baby step. It's going to take time. It took me 20 years, but you guys can cut short, like shorten the time period, because there's a lot of resources that you can leverage. Right? When I first started, like obviously at Goldman, it gave me a good fundamentals, but it's so different once you are out on your own, right? No one knows who Calvin Long is. I don't know anybody outside of the corporate world. I have to start from scratch, start from zero. But you have to put yourself in an environment where you can have people kind of coach you and guide you, compress your time. Hopefully it doesn't take you 20 years to get to where I'm at. So if I can do it, so can you, right? And I did again, this is still like 2 years old. But hey, I kind of improved a little bit. So you want to connect with me, so you scan that, it will go to my link tree, and then you have all different options. I'm not selling any courses. I'm not scamming you anything. There's a lot of things, like once you get it, there's like my Instagram, my LinkedIn, however you like, whatever platform that you're on, make sure you connect and follow with me. And I really want to connect with you and hear your stories. On my Instagram, I post 2 or 3 times on different topic about commercial real estate, same as LinkedIn. If you want to connect with me, please do so. And I want to hear your story. I want to hear like whether you're taking the actions, like what are you doing to be taking the risk to transition from residential to commercial. Only if you want to do commercial. Because the thing is, commercial real estate, the volume is big, but you can make as much money or even more money in residential. There's a lot of residential agents that are crushing it. They're making like over $1 million just selling homes, right? But go with where your heart is, what your passion is. Like I said, motivation is short-lived. You want to find your why. You want to find your why big enough that's continue to fire you up like every single day to get up and go crush it. So thank you very much.
All right, guys. Hope you all enjoyed that and are motivated, but not only just motivated, but inspired, to do amazing things in commercial real estate.
You got to introduce our president of
Oh, yes, Lanthram.
How's it
We
going?
have Lanthram.
How are you?
Oh, here, good. How are you? He's the attorney. And
Check 1, check 2. What's up, everybody? So do y'all know that y'all have the most expensive cameraman in the world back in the corner? Everyone knows that? All right. World famous. So my name's Latham Pugh. I work with Jeff and with Lori, if you know both of them. I'm proud to work with both of them. I want them to be a huge resource for you all. I know that they are already for some of the team that's here. And so we are how old am I? I'm 48 years old. Our company is 48 years old. It's morphed over time, but this is where we are right now, and we are happy where we are. And let me tell you a little bit about what we got going. We run the entire gamut, the entire spectrum of real estate. We work with the city of Dallas and other cities with like first-time homebuyer grant programs, right? And then we close Walmart on an international scale. So I kind of look at that as being the entire spectrum of real estate. And so I know a lot of you all are in here are focused on residential, but also looking to also do some commercial. So some are commercial, some are residential, and some are looking to do both. We have found that the combination of both has really helped our consistency and success. I kind of say that residential pays the bills and that commercial is where we can make some profit. So residential deals close every 30 days, right? Well, hopefully. But on average, we'll say a resi deal closes every 30 days. Pretty conventional. The last couple of years, we've had some hard deals out there, whatever. Deals have been a little bit harder. But then we throw this mixture in of commercial, and commercial is the whole gamut of things, right? We do a lot of ranch and land. So, and ranch and land is everything from like, farming and ranching to land, which a lot of the time is residential development land. And so I'm kind of mentioning that because there is already a lot of overlap between the two sectors. And I feel that sometimes people aren't able to maybe take full advantage of some of the opportunities that they see, right? So when you're out there and you're closing, let's say someone's residential house and they're like, yeah, my uncle owns, 20 acres in Salina. I want that to set off an alarm. And we're thinking, all right, what boutique residential developers do I know that are looking to, build out in Salina? And so just a lot of those different sectors end up feeding themselves kind of in our business. And it also, when I talk about consistency, it's because it brings more deals in, and more deals, business creates more business. And so we've just seen the synergy that comes between our residential and commercial divisions. And we like to help our clients as y'all are out looking for deals and trying to find deals for a buyer or trying to find buyers for a listing. And that is on the residential or commercial side. So one thing that we do a lot of is research. And we are always trying to make sure that our research is kind of the most efficient, that we're using the most efficient products out there, right? Because time is the only thing that I cannot buy. And so I am trying to make sure that my time, my teammates' time, and our clients' time is being used as efficiently as possible and utilizing some of our resources, right? We are the title company. I call us the best organizers of public real property data that there is. And that's all y'all are dealing with is real estate. And we have all of this this background information that could be really valuable as you're either going into a listing appointment, knowing what someone's debt position is, knowing that they didn't pay their taxes the year before, knowing that they just purchased the property only a month ago, or that they've owned it for 20 years. These are just some really elementary data points that I'm just coming up with right now. But going into a conversation with a client or a potential client, having a little bit more comprehensive data is a separator. That is a differentiator between you and someone else who may be pitching that business. And so our goal is to really help give you all data that can help you spend your time wisely and to help show that comprehensiveness that you're promising the consumer. We're happy to kind of go into that in more detail with anyone. We're really proud of the work that we do with EXP and Icon and Invest. Honestly, we couldn't be more proud. I was at a lunch yesterday, pretty much bragging that we get to work with this team. And I'm not bragging about all the teams we work with. So just being really clear there, but I really was, and someone like Daniel's family, who has been living and breathing the business for so long, is so different than a lot of other people who are just kind of either stepping into the business, maybe even been in the business for 10 years. They're trying to maybe grow a brokerage or something, but they're really looking for bottom line effectors, where someone else who has been living it over a long period of time can take more of a patient and long-term approach, which I think in the end wins everything. If you're short-minded, it can turn around and it can end up maybe costing you some business that you could have held on to for a couple of decades. So I would just remind you of that, is to really learn from the people that have been doing it for a long time. beg them for that time, because again, that time is super valuable, but there's just so much to learn from the people that are entrenched in it. And there's a big difference between the people who want to be in this business. I went into a partnership, into a commercial insurance company, and I pulled this guy kind of out, a relationship I had, and I pulled him out of kind of being an employee at a company to come in and help us run this company. He thought as soon as he became management level and he didn't have some other kind of boss, he thought that, he made it and he was done and he was going to go fishing and hang out and stuff. It's the exact opposite. It's time to buckle down. I think there's so much opportunity in front of us, y'all, right now. We're kind of at this cusp of there's some owners out there that are distressed. No two ways about it. There are some distressed people out there on the commercial and residential side. We've done short sales on residential, and we are doing some massive loan workouts on the commercial side. So there is some stress out there, but then there's a lot of people ready to pull the trigger and do new developments, or that widget maker who's done leasing and now they want to buy their building. So therefore, if you're kind of in between those two, right now we have a lot of opportunity. We've got to go find the guy that's got to get out of that property, and we got to match him up with the person who's dying for that property. And sometimes the people who are distressed kind of have their head in the sand. So we have to do the research to find out what kind of position they're in. So knowing how long tenured property is, how tenured the owner is of property, knowing their debt structure, knowing if there's restrictions so you can maybe repurpose a property or use land for development, knowing those things going into conversations, I think is huge. We're happy to help any way we can. We're here to support the team. So it was great meeting you all. Thanks for letting me talk. All right. Thanks, brother.
Thank you. All right, guys. So up next, okay. Jeff wants to say something. All right, Jeff, break your way up here. All right, brother.
Okay, for the CE thing, I'm just going to pass this around. I'll start. Any residential agent that's a licensed agent that needs a CE, just go ahead and scan this thing while he's going to begin set up for her presentation. And then if you could just kindly pass it around, going backwards. So all you do is just scan the QR code. It'll ask you for your name, your license number, and then that'll submit to us. Then we have to take the process to submit it to Trek, and you'll get notified. So for the CE, that's it. Oh, yeah. Sorry, commercial as well. Yeah. Absolutely. Sorry.
All right,
Sure.
guys. Yeah. So I guess what I was trying to say earlier is, we're thankful that you guys are here, and I'm pretty sure that your clients are going to be thankful as well, because you're taking an initiative to just learn and grow, not only for yourself but for your clients and for your colleagues as well. And it's also you taking the step to be a servant leader, right? Because I say servant leaders because in order to be a great leader, you would have to serve well as well. So this next person is near and dear to me, and she's the definition of a servant leader, because she not only leads the industry, but she also leads my tribe and my team as well. And she definitely takes the time out to just make sure that everyone understands the whole commercial side of things and everything. So with that being said, she's the diva over here, the queen of commercial real estate. Y'all make some noise for Katie Subani. Let's go.
I want to hand out some swag too.
Right.
Football. And I got two questions here for this. What year did the Titanic sink? Who knows?
1912.
Oh, you got that. What's the hardest element on Earth? Hardest element on Earth? Diamond? She got it. Okay.
We got winners in the house. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. Are you guys ready? How was that? I mean, coming from a four-time icon with the best title company here in Dallas as well that takes good care of all of us. What did you guys think so far? I don't know if I can top that. Y'all ready?
Okay.
Well, thank you guys once again for coming. Today, obviously, y'all want to learn about commercial real estate, right? So pretty much a little backstory about me, almost a decade in the industry here. Obviously, Calvin and Daniel have been my partners since day one. I've learned how to crawl, walk, run, everything with them by my side. So today, we're gonna break into C101, which is the nitty gritty of commercial real estate that majority of people out there are trying to keep from y'all, right? Is that right? Because I know a lot of people are trying to learn, but they don't know where to start. Where this is a room where this is a safe space. Ask all the questions you want. There's no dumb question at all in here. Like, what is commercial real estate, right? So, let me get used to this clicker. So basically, C101 commercial real estate, we're going to break the foundation here. That, of course, everybody's trying to make six figures in the market, in the industry right now, right? Obviously, we're trying to hit our certain goals, and these are kind of the pillars that are going to get you there. Who am I? Like I said, I was almost a decade in commercial real estate. I am a certified mentor with EXP Commercial as well. So pretty much, went through the whole 9 yards for it. Obviously lived and breathed and found like my passion of being able to help others that want to break into this industry, because I've once been there before. Did anybody want to help in the beginning? No, because nobody wanted to teach commercial real estate unless I had experience under my belt. But I found the right people that guided me, and I was able to run with them. So here, you're going to learn about skills, consistency, and obviously, Calvin broke into the mindset. I have a little bit of mindset in there as well. So what you'll learn today is core CRE fundamentals, how to speak the CRE language. Obviously, if you don't know the vocabulary, you're not confident, right? If you know what you're talking about, you are going to walk in with your head high and you know it all, basically. And you'll be able to fly by that meeting with your client. So 6 simple steps as well to the process of breaking into commercial real estate, and common mistakes that we all do make, so that way you don't make that mistake as well. And also how to plug into mentorship and systems. It's all about systems. It's not about, you're here, you're studying, hard work, whatever it is that you're trying to do, you got your daily routine going. It's more about systems as well. If you have a system, you are going to be successful. So what is CRE? Commercial real estate is property used for business purposes and not personal use. Obviously residential, right? It's a house. It's for personal use. So any retail shopping centers, warehouse, multifamily, anything that you can make money off of, basically, right? So the main CRE sectors, basically what we're working with is shopping centers. What are shopping centers? What does it fall under? Retail. Retail shopping centers, basically you have your Walmart, your nail salons, Wingstop, national brand tenants as well, that's in there. Then we have office, which is basically what we're in right now, office buildings, right? Industrial is warehouses such as Amazon, big warehouse pieces with large grade level to large high docks, etc. And multifamily, basically apartment complex, high rise as well. That's throughout the DFW. Here you see we're all over high rises in the DFW, right? So multifamily. There's different sectors in commercial real estate of what you actually want to tap into. Also, there's land, right? You may be interested in helping buying and selling land, and there's specific land. You have to check with zoning as well to see if it's permissible or if it needs special use permit. So land is a whole other game changer in Panama as well, what you can and can't do. Sorry.
Yeah, I tried to give it to her, but she.
I'm double fisting today.
Yeah.
Oh, clip it. Sorry, guys. Wait. It's a clicker. Why did you say something?
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, we good. Oh, double fisting. Sorry about that, guys. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Just making sure. So those are the main CRE sectors. Does anybody have any questions regarding the main sectors? Basically, these are kind of like, what division, what department you actually have interest in. Pretty much, obviously, you guys are here to learn about it, and you'll figure it out along the way as you get your clients or you meet a client that is interested in investing, right? So when you go to the nail salon, I mean, you're looking straight at a shopping center, right? So the money mindset here is a CRE is long cycles, bigger checks, and repeat relationships. I can't stress you enough that in commercial, it's about relationships you build, right? I have to give a little backstory of me. I, had a client. I met him, and from there, the rest was history. I met all his kids. I met his brothers, sisters, aunts, uncle. Basically, with residential as well, you meet all of them. But in commercial world, it's the relationship and the way you nurture it as well. Even though you're not closing that deal or you're not, what's the reason of making a phone call? Just to check on them. In commercial, it's very personal. The industry rewards patience, relationships, and expertise. Always remember that, because at the end of the ball game, that client that you probably closed with, you had nurtured it for multiple years. So the CRE categories here, one thing I'm sure you guys want to learn about is what department can I do? What I'm interested in retail shopping center or maybe a warehouse. You're looking for a warehouse for a beauty supply store, right? So pretty much you have to gauge it down. Do you want to be a tenant rep or a landlord rep? Do you have a client that's interested in looking for a space to lease? So that right there would be tenant representation. Landlord representation is going to be when the investor, the owner of the building, is needing assistance to lease his space out. And he builds a trust with you to be able to move forward with you as his broker to be able to lease the space for you. So landlord representation and then tenant representation. And this falls under the umbrella of leasing. Sales and development. So in the sales industry here, when you're doing investment sales, these properties can be owner-user opportunities, which is, let's say, Brittany, you own a beauty supply store, and you're like, Katie, I want to buy a beauty supply. I want to open a warehouse. Basically, I come in, I assist you, and you want to find owner-user because you want to own it and you want to pay yourself rent, right? So that's an owner-user opportunity, and there's a bunch of bonuses for doing owner-user opportunities as well, and that's with the commercial lending department that can assist you with more details about that. Investment sales, basically you're trying to make a return on your investment. So say you buy a shopping center, example right now, a lot of our investors are looking for 7-8 caps, which is a 7 or 8% return for the year. Basically, I want to buy the shopping center and this is how much I want to make this year. Or, a lot of times, like I always make a joke out of it, all of our investors want 10 cap plus, right? Because they want the higher the cap, the more money they make. Development. So development, you deal with land and entitlements. Now with entitlements, you have to make sure the use is permissible as well. So going through the whole zoning process, just because you got a land doesn't mean that it's a commercial and you can build a warehouse on it. No, you have to walk through with the city and make sure that it is permissible for the use that your client is wanting to build. So make sure you do that due diligence period and go through the entire zoning process. Usually your client is doing the due diligence, but if you are assisting and helping as well, everything needs to be an email of what the permissible use is. That way you can CYA. Any questions? Who wants to buy a warehouse? I know somebody to represent ya. Capital markets. So this is how money moves in and out of commercial real estate through loans, investors, and buying and selling of properties. So obviously debt is loan, equity as well, underwriting and financing structures. So the capital markets here, I mean, obviously the commercial lenders are your favorites here, private equity as well. And basically getting the deal to the finish line here, just trying to make more income, having more cash flow coming in. So these vocabularies, I'm pretty sure you guys are interested in, right? You guys hear a lot. I'm not sure if you guys are business owners too. I know a couple of y'all are business owners here. And like, what is this language here, right? We get lost in confusion because we don't understand the language. It's a whole nother animal trying to learn how to crawl and walk again and then start running. So triple net. Triple net is for retail, which is taxes and insurance that the tenant is responsible for the landlord. It's paid price per square foot plus a triple net per square foot. So reminder, it's always a base rent plus triple net for a lease or sale as well. So, yep. Yes, ma'am.
Is the only type of lease a triple net lease?
Nope. There's multiple different leases as well. Yep. So there are multiple different leases because there's a gross as well and modified gross as well. And we'll get into that also because that's just a whole different. So there's not only triple net leases. There's multiple. That's why commercial real estate is very extensive. So just because you know the lease part, you got it all down. No, there's a lot more because it gears into different departments such as retail, warehouse, and office. Then there's the LOI, right? So when we're submitting an offer, it's an LOI that we are submitting on behalf of our client. So it's called a letter of intent. So a letter of intent is actually a legal document that has been approved from attorney for you to use in order to submit an offer for our clients. We toured the spot. Our clients love it. We're drilling numbers. We're running comps. We're trying to see what's in the market. And then we gather numbers together and present it to our client and set up the entire offer letter. It's just not the price per square foot that you're negotiating. There's a whole bunch of different other lines that are very important that you have to negotiate as well. And if you have questions at the end, you can always ask me about the letter of intent also. TI, so tenant incentive, when you're working with it could be second gen or a shell condition. Shell condition is basically you see a brand new shopping center going up and there has not been a tenant in there at all. You are the first client going in there. There's no plumbing, no HVAC, maybe not even a wall or the concrete, anything, nothing, okay? So this is why we come in and we're the best of the best because we know what we can negotiate on the tenant incentive. A lot of times if you are not represented by a broker, an agent, they may not even give you that TI and then you're running it and you're thinking, oh, I have to pay all this. I'll do it. It's a great location. I've seen many business owners try to do this on their own and then they run into a trap. So make sure you are educating your clients about the TI allowance that's offering. Any broker you speak to, just ask them, are you offering any tenant incentive here? TI. Second generation, it's a little iffy. A lot of times, yes. A lot of times, no. It really depends. Every landlord is different. So just because one landlord offered to give full TI doesn't mean this landlord is going to do the same. He can give nothing because you have those landlords that's like, well, I'm not providing any TI here. So that's what happens also in our markets of why properties don't move because maybe that landlord, he's not providing any TI at all. That's why it's not moving. Also cap rate. So anybody, not you, anybody in here can tell me what cap rate is. Come on, I see you over there, Kevin.
No.
NOI
divided by sales price.
Oh, no, you're excluded. No. Yes. So divided by sales price. Great one, Kevin. Here, you know what? I'm giving away some treats here. So can you open this? Here you go, Kevin. Can you open this? Thank you, Kevin, for participating. I'm still holding this like a mic.
Oh, that's okay.
All right. So yes, cap rate is basically the return that you're receiving on an investment property. Let's say Melanie buys a shopping center, right? And she wants to make a 7 cap every year. She's like, I just want to make money. I want to make 7% back every year with my money just sitting in there. So guess what she's doing? She's going to purchase that. And the way she finds out the cap rate is the net operating income, which is provided from the seller's broker, divided by the sales price, which will give you that cap rate. Make sure you know that. Write it down, remember it, because that's our engine of commercial real estate. And a lot of times investors will know if you know your stuff, if you don't know that portion of it. NOI, basically net operating income, that is the amount of income the shopping center is pulling in. Let's say a nail salon, restaurant, Wingstop, they're all in that shopping center. How much rent are they paying minus all the expenses that they have, and what is their take home after that? So that's what the net operating income is. Base rent versus gross rent. Basically what Melanie was saying is, base rent is retail shopping centers, price per square foot, just the base rent by itself. Gross rent is additional expenses included in that price. So just remember, base rent comes with triple net, and then gross rent, it's basically bulk together, the whole package, which would be a little bit more costly. It can't, it depends on every landlord. And then CAM charges is basically common area maintenance. So every shopping center, most shopping centers, sometimes you get those nice ones that may not have it. That is common area maintenance, which is basically part of your triple net on there that you're paying. So price per square foot plus triple net, you get that dollar amount times it by how many square foot, and that's how much you're paying annually in rent. Tenant mix. One thing about tenant mix is, how many of you guys go to a shopping center and there's 3 nail salons in one shopping center? No, right? So a lot of landlords, they don't want to have more than one of the same use in there, because then it's going to take away from their tenants, which is going to, one of their tenants are going to start bleeding. So they want to make it to where it complements each other. If there's going to be a nail salon, then there might be a smoothie next door or some sort of clothing brand next door. If there's a restaurant, they're going to have ice cream. That way they can go for sweets. They try to gear it up to make the center more appealing, of having business owners that complement each other throughout the center, so nobody is bleeding as far as getting customers in and out of their doors. And then zoning. I mentioned zoning. Zoning is very important. Like I said, every city is different. Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, different animals, different zoning. And let me tell you, Dallas changes their zoning multiple times. I could walk in there yesterday, and then today, it's something else. And then I go in another 2 hours, it's something else. It's always something. So if you have connects with the city, which, I highly recommend getting to know the city, knowing the people there, that way they can always keep you plugged in. City of Dallas is always, always changing. And I can guarantee you that, one of my clients, based off experience, went in, we had a deal, it was approved, we got the email, and then it changed the next day. How annoying is that, right? So you got to know your stuff and always stay up to date, even if it's within an hour or whatnot. You just got to make sure that your client understands it, so you're not taking the whole bulk of it. All right. Can anybody tell me what NOI is? Yes. Oh, here. You can pick one. They're different flavors. So whoever wants a bun cake, you better come on. It's good. It's fresh. So why these terms matter? Once you understand these terms, the intimidation disappears. Oh, yeah. Yes.
So once the deal is done, then that change zoning the next day, then how does that work in terms of like?
There's probably a special use permit. The client would have to go with the city with that, because everything, once we close, it's the clients, you know. So even during due diligence, we usually have like 30, 45, it depends, it's all negotiable. We have a due diligence, and just make sure your client is aware of all that, because you don't want it to fall on you. Yeah. So the 6-step path to your first CRE deal. All right, y'all ready? 6 steps. So try to remember this. I got a lot of bundt cakes to give out here. Come on, Melanie. But I don't know what to ask you. So pick your lane. A lot of times, commercial, resi-commercial, they're not sure what they want to do, right? They want to tap into every single lane. You got to pick a lane and be a product of a product and learn it to your max potential. Be a pro at it, because you have to learn the market. You have to learn everything about that specific department that you're wanting to master. Retail, is it retail? Industrial, tenant rep, landlord rep. Obviously, when the deal comes, that's whenever you figure, oh, I got a retail client. Oh, wait, I got an industrial client. That's fine, but make sure you partner up with somebody that's able to help you along the way. That way you're not trying to roll the dice by yourself. So clarity equals speed. Once you have clarity, you can run on a marathon. Like, you can run straight through. There's going to be a lot of bumps in the road, but at the end of the day, once you have clarity and that's what you're a professional at and that's what you want to do, and you learn everything as much as you can. One thing about commercial real estate is you're always learning something new. I can't say I know everything. I don't. We're always learning something new every single day. And that's what keeps us going in this industry. So who knows what they want to do? Woo! Okay, industrial. She wants the 100,000 square foot building, Amazon building. That's right. So basically, industrial brokers are very nice in industrial. Obviously, Calvin does a lot of industrial too. So yeah, definitely. Anybody else? What's that? Retail. I know why. Owner user right there. She's the owner user. Awesome. So step 2, learn the market. So when I say learn the market, not just go on CoStar or see what's available, anything like that. I mean, go out there and actually check on tenants, check on the owners out there. Sometimes the owners are at that front desk. Sometimes they're the ones servicing as well. Ask them about the business. How's it going? You know, what's the vacancy in a shopping center as well? You know, you see a shopping center, there's a for lease sign. You're like, I wonder why there's so many for lease signs. 1, it's either broker's not answering their phone, or 2, they're not providing any TI. 3, rent is probably a little too high. So we are the pro at that. We need to figure out what's going on in that market and how long it's been sitting. The longer it's been sitting, I mean, we don't know, because we need to be able to know how to negotiate that deal if it's been sitting for, maybe 6 months, a year, maybe 2 years, sometimes 3 years if it's been sitting that long. We need to figure out what's going on. Rental rates. So rental rates are all different in different areas of the town. You have Frisco, you have Plano, you have East Dallas, you have Fort Worth. All those numbers are different, right? It's just like saying class A, B, or C for a retail shopping center. Do you want the class A, class B, or class C? That's how they categorize commercial real estate as well. Class A being the very nice national tenants, branded tenants. B is in the middle, and C is kind of more your mom and pops, and simple. Need some value add, need some updating as well. And then major players. Know who your major players are. Major players such as national brand tenants. Basically, who are the bigger players in the shopping center? I mean, who can you work with? Who needs to go in there? If you're on the listing side, you're going to be calling Wingstop, franchises, basically, a Starbucks. You never know. They may want your location. So you need to actually write down all of your major players that you can contact. If you don't know anybody in it, you can just cold call. There's a franchise phone. You can just pick up the phone and try. Consistency keeps it going. Consistency. Like if you speak to, Judy every morning or whatnot, and she's like, oh, the Starbucks main line, you never know. She might be able to connect you with that main person that is looking for locations. Don't be afraid to ask. That is right. Key. And active deals. What deals are going on? If you see, a nail salon franchise or, some kind of franchise going up, there's an active deal going in there. Okay, if that's going there, I can grab 10% of that business there. What can I make? If there's a Walmart there and I'm right next to it, how much can I make off of that, right? You have to think bigger. Number 3, build your prospect list. This is building your prospect list of everybody starts with 0 deals. I had 0 deals. And to build your pipeline, this is gold. Okay? You can go to retail tenants that's currently there, ask who the owner is. Don't be afraid to door knock. Introduce yourself. We are in the people industry. We're here to network. We're here to help clients out there that need our help. A lot of clients are being taken advantage out there. I just had a client reach out to me because, they got a lease. They weren't represented because they didn't realize they needed representation. And it was just ridiculous of what their offer was. So these clients need our help. We just got to find where are they and who are they. Retail tenants, office users, industrial tenants, landowners, investors for multifamily, retail, or industrial. Also developers. Developers are our best friends. You know why? Because once they build, they need a land to build. You can help them find that land. They need somebody to build. You can help them find a person for that. And then once it's done, the listing, he may use you to be able to lease the shopping center. So there you go. There's a project for you. So developers, very important. They are our gold mines. Local business owners as well. You can go to mom and pops. Usually they're the ones that need the help because they're not educated on it, of getting the help. They think they can do it on their own so they can get a discount price, right? But everybody needs our guidance and help. Once that LOI they get back on a counter, they're freaking out because it's something outrageous because, 9 out of 10 times the broker knows they're not represented. So what's one of the building prospect lists? What's one way to build your prospects?
Retail tenants.
Retail tenants, yep. Another one? Come on. Land? Who said that? Kevin. Local business owners. Woo! All right. Yep, so don't be afraid to build your pipeline, guys. Start building now. If you're not with a broker yet, at least you get a head start and start game planning before you do start and launch your commercial career. I think it's this way. Oh, wait. And then outreach, right? There's also other ways. Cold calls do work. I'm going to give you a little backstory about me. My first client that I cold called. It was a pretty big, hefty deal, okay? It was a $5 million deal. I cold called. Calvin, my mentor at that time, was there making me cold call. Like literally, I was shaking in my boots. And I was like, I don't want to do this. But obviously he was there. I was like, oh my God, I got him on the phone. He's like, just talk. I'm telling you, it is the fear inside of us, but you have to break through those barriers. And once you start keeping on doing it, it becomes a natural, and that one client ended up owning 50 plus shopping centers. I got a meeting with him. I had lunch with him and his son, and he actually invited me to meet his entire family. And till today, I still have that relationship with them, and I actually call him my dad as well. Because at the end of the day, it's all relationship based. And I'm pushing about 9 years now, so I've built that relationship for 9 years with him. And it's just phenomenal how one person can go to multiple opportunities. Keep that in mind. So cold call works, okay, guys? Just because, it's cold, it doesn't go cold all the time. Walk-ins, you can walk in like gas stations. Okay, gas stations, I always go to gas stations before when, I had to pump gas, but now I made a different decision. So I would go into the gas station. I would be like, hey, do you know who the owner is? Straight up. I would just like, hey, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. And then who the owner is? He's like, yeah, me. Guys, that's a prospect right there that you can actually pull and create, build a relationship. You go to that gas station every single day. He's going to see you. He's going to remember you. And you never know. If it doesn't work out here, he may have a friend. Gas station people, they all have homies and friends that build wealth together. So always remember that, gas station. Email campaigns. You can email blasts as well. That'll really help. If you have weekly emails, just sending out to your clients, telling them what you're doing, or give them an update about the market of what's going on, or maybe you saw something that sold in his area and he didn't know about it. If you're calling him and providing him value, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to use you for future. Be like, hey, she actually gave me some value. Social media content. I stress to you not, social media has changed. It's a game changer, right? Right? Game changer, right? I used to not be as active on there, but yes, it makes a big difference in the real estate world. A lot of my clients that come, they're like, I haven't, met anybody that does commercial. A lot of people out there don't know anybody that does commercial a lot of times. And they're like, I'm looking for a space. That starts the conversation going, And at the end of the day, that person was guided to you because they needed your help because they were about to be taken advantage of in the commercial world. So remember, you're here to help others. And network. You have to network in different buckets. I can't stress this enough to where you can't just go to one event, that's it, that's all. No, you have to network. You have to meet other brokers. You have to build a relationship with brokers, because when you have a relationship with that broker, guess what's going to happen if you run across a deal with them, on a deal that you're submitting an offer to? 9 out of 10 times, do you think it's going to make it to the finish line? Definitely. Because if you are a professional at what you do, obviously you know your numbers, you're going to bring that offer to the table, and you're not, a low balling, anything like that. You know the market, and he's going to run with it. So at the end of the day, build those relationships with brokers. Make sure you're building with title company as well, because title companies are our lifeline. They can close the deal for us or they can't, So at the end of the day, if you have that relationship with them, they're going to help you push to the end. Real estate agents, obviously, build the network. You know other agents that may want to learn about commercial real estate as well. Build that network. Your real estate friends, build a network to where y'all come together and help each other. We're here to collaborate and not compete. Remember that. 5, property tours. Once you have a deal, obviously, like, what do I do? I'm looking for locations, right? Property tours. When you are running property tours, you got to do research. So obviously, CoStar is our main vehicle that we run, but we also have off markets that other brokers may reach out to you. That's why you have to build relationships with brokers. I have brokers that email me off market listings to where, hey, this lease is coming up in 2 months or 3 months. Do you want this for your client? Basically, they're giving you first opportunity, right? It's because you built that relationship with that client. And we get these all day because obviously, you built that relationship, they're going to shoot it to you, and it never hits the market. And whenever you build that trust with your client and show them, hey, I got this deal and it was an off-market deal. Basically, I have, a relationship with the broker. Obviously, they know because, I got emailed to you or conversated with you, and you make it work, guess what? They're going to tell their friends and their friends and their family. At the end of the day, all investors, clients, they love off-market deals. So just make sure that you build that relationship with the brokers as well. Property tours, whenever you're doing a property tour, basically you're going to have maybe like 5 6. It really depends on what they're looking for. So you need to make sure how to run effective tours by knowing the comps that's going in the area, how much pricing is going for leases in that area as well. Make sure that you have a map of all these locations that you're going to tour, because you don't want to go from one town to another town and then back up to town. So make sure you have all of those as well. And confirmation emails. Make sure you're confirming on emails, sending calendar invites to brokers, because a lot of times some brokers may forget. They may be like, oh, shoot, it wasn't on my calendar. So you don't want that to happen to where you show up to a property and nobody's there if there's not a lockbox. In commercial world, there's usually a lockbox, and you have that relationship with other brokers. They'll provide you the lockbox key. Unless their company doesn't allow them to do that, then they'll show up on site for you. And questions to ask. You know, there's a whole list of other questions that I can email to each one of you guys. It really depends for leasing, you know, second gen or shell condition spaces. All these questions are a little bit different, but, you know, we can actually help guide you in certain areas that you need help with. And build trust. Just continue to build trust with your clients, with your neighbor, friends, realtors, brokers, a title company. Once you build that trust, like I said, the car is going to run smooth. And step 6, submitting LOIs. Who has submitted an LOI before? Woo woo. Okay. What was your most challenging part of submitting an LOI?
It was a low-ball offer, so I kind of was ashamed to present it, but I just did it anyways.
And what did you learn from that mistake there?
Maybe be more firm with my clients and explain to them, hey, this is the market and we shouldn't.
Right. Yeah, perfect response. So yes, most definitely, you see a low ball offer coming in, you can identify that if you are a professional at your market. Because I can tell you, if I get a low ball offer, I'm like, nope, push back, because at the end of the day, your offer reflects off of you. So at the end of the day, that broker's gonna be like, what? How could you bring me a deal? What? Like, unless you have that side conversation like, hey, you know, we really need a tenant. Like, just bring me a deal. If it's one of those conversations, it's a whole nother animal. And we run into those a lot. So at the end of the day, that's okay. Now you know and you learned. So at the end of the day, you know this next offer. You just do your research, send them what's for lease in the area, and kind of run with it from there, right? And then, you know, but as long as your client is educated, they will soften up a little and be like, oh, she knows her stuff. I need to listen to her so I don't lose out on this deal. Positioning your client, like, you know, basically knowing the market as well and increasing the acceptance of odds. So our offers are getting accepted because we know the market, 1. 2, we are submitting a pretty good offer to them and we know what we're talking about. So if we're getting pushback, we're on that phone call like, hey, what's going on? You know, basically explaining to them why we put in that offer. So that's how the broker would know that you are actually a pro in the industry as well. Strategy plus speed matters. So if you have the strategy, the speed will increase and you will fly fast. So what were these 6 steps? Okay, what's one of the steps? What's that? Outreach. Good job. How are you going to outreach? Which one are you going to use? Yes, cold call. Here you go. Thank you. So one of the things here that I'm going to share today is the 5 common mistakes that, I mean, we all make mistakes, right? But we learn from it. As long as we don't continue to make the same mistake over and over, I can say that you're doing a pretty good job. 1 is trying to do all property types. Once you're jumping into the water, you're trying to swim with all these sharks. At the end of the day, you know, you got to figure out what lane you want to pick, because you don't want to get on one lane and you're not interested in that lane, but there's a deal there. You know, obviously what you can do is always refer it out to a profession, and you can actually get a referral fee from it as well. But understand, you may want to learn and see what you want to be a pro at, and that's okay too, but just make sure you're working side by side with somebody that's done it before so you don't run into problems. And then 2, not understanding basic math. NOI, cap rate. All right, what is NOI?
And operating.
Ah, good. Sorry, she had her hand up. Welcome. Net operating income and cap rate. You need to know those. Like, tattoo it on your hand. Do whatever it is to know it, because that man right there drilled me in my brain to know. Every day I walked into the office, what's NOI? What's cap rate? I'm like, you know, I've been there before. Like I said, once you learn the language, you're going to be more confident in what you're talking about. And waiting too long to make offers. Number 3. When you tour a client, make sure you call them that same day. Time kills deals all the time. I cannot stress to you, if you have toured day 1 and then you're calling them back day 3, maybe even day 2. Time kills deals. It's like, oh, I just thought about it. No. Oh, I had a change of heart. Oh, I want to see more, you know. But that first day they told you they want to submit an offer. So don't put that on the back burner, because it will bite you back. Number 4, neglecting relationships. When I say neglecting relationships, is relationships with your client, because your client can feel that you do care or you are putting them first priority. Obviously, we're in this industry. We do pick up their phone calls. We're busy. We send a quick text. I mean, just stay communicated with them, and they will do the same for you. You don't want to get left out in the dark. 5, so a lot of times nobody in commercial world, they don't have no mentor or any structure, right? So make sure you find your person, find your mentor that's going to help you get from A to Z. Because at the end of the day, there's YouTube, yes, there is, but it's just, you're all over the place. You have to have structure. You have to have systems. You have to have partners, running partners that's going to be able to help you get there where you want to be. And the deal breakdowns. Obviously, you guys probably want to know, how do I get paid, right? On leases. So let's start off with leases. So here's an example for retail lease. You have a 2,000 square foot building at $25 per square foot. We only get paid on the base rent. It does not include the triple net, okay? So remember that. We only get paid on the base rent and not the triple net. So you have $25 per square foot. You have TI, tenant incentive, of $20 per square foot, okay? So the TI does not count into the commission that we are getting. It's only the base rent. So $2,000 times $25 per square foot. That commission ranges from, it's 4% usually for the tenant, and that if you're representing the tenant, and 2% usually when you represent the landlord. But everything is negotiable. Sometimes they may not give you 4, sometimes the landlord might not give you 2. So all these commission percentages are negotiable, but the norm is 4 and 2. So you're looking at a check maybe about $6,000 to $10,000 if it ranges through that. So you're representing the tenant, you'll get 4% of that total gross on there. And that's for lease. And then you get paid, every landlord is different. Some will pay you 30 days after you close, or some may wait until they actually deliver and open for business, build out and open for business. So half and half, or sometimes they'll just pay you when they open for business. So every deal is different, but you want to communicate that with the broker and say, hey, what is the commission here and how is it? You usually have a commission agreement that you have them sign as well. So make sure before you have an LOI signed that you get your commission agreement signed as well. It's a separate agreement from the LOI.
Commission agreement with my client or with the other?
It should be a legal document from your company that it's reviewed by an attorney and it's approved by Monument. Let's just say you're with Monument, right? So they should have a CA agreement for you.
Okay, and also on the TI, so $20 per square foot is the other slide.
Mhm.
Can you go over that a little bit?
TI, tenant incentive. So TI, let's say they're providing tenant incentive of build out money, right, for you to build out your space. It'll be $20 times 2,000 square foot. That's how much a landlord would provide for you to help you build out your space.
Okay.
It gets more deeper in whenever you work with tenant incentive, and you'll learn more about it. So industrial sale, let's say it's a 10,000 square foot building at $150 per square foot. So that's about 1.5 million, right? Typically, industrial building, it ranges, 3%, 2%, maybe even 1%, depending on the sales price of what the property is. This is actually per square foot, so your commission check would be at $45,000 if you were to do a sale. So 1.5 times 3% would be $45,000 of what would be your commission check if you were to sell your warehouse building. Any questions? Okay, here we go. Why 90% fail? Okay, I want to share this because I ran into this rabbit hole before. I've been there. Okay, so lack of consistency. You have to have consistency. I tell you, when you wake up, you need to have your morning routine. You need to have your day plan. You need to time block. Build your pipeline. Look at your pipeline every single day. You cannot look at your pipeline once a week. You're not going to make it in this industry. No daily plan. Like I said, no daily plan. Time blocking is very, very important because you get sidetracked. You can go work out for several hours. Oh, I'm going to go shopping. Oh, I'm going to go get a matcha. Maybe I'm going to go to Pilates. If you don't have a plan, then guess what? Your day has been doomed. Like every single hour counts in our industry. If, instead of, you waking up early, if you don't have anything going on, look up and see what networking events are going on. We're always hosting events. We partners, we're always hosting events Wednesdays at the office. I'll send you the link as well to all of our events that we have throughout to 2026, the whole year that's already planned. So you cannot say there's no events. I don't know where to go. I mean, we partners, we are in Plano, and everybody is invited to come and hang out with us basically and grow. A lot of leadership going on too there. So the fear of looking inexperienced. Obviously, you don't want to talk to a client because you don't know nothing about commercial real estate. But what'd you learn today? Cap rate, NOI. Are you confident? Do you know what it is, right? So you're walking out of here with some confidence in you that you're able to maybe pick up your phone and call a client and be like, hey, I hear you're looking for a space. Obviously you built more confidence than you walked in here. Am I right? Awesome. Giving up during slow seasons. In commercial real estate, you cannot give up. When it's slow, this is a time to ramp up. When I say time to ramp up, get educated. Find classes, courses that you can do. There's mentorship. There's academies out there. Figure out what's for you. There is a commercial academy that I hosted as well this year that ran through the summer for our partners. And I can guarantee you that when you run through in a commercial academy and you're also doing the work as well at the same time, you are going to be golden. You will be successful in this industry. There's no reason why you shouldn't be closing a deal. If that client's not closing, there's multiple other clients that need our help. So always remember that. The mindset. Always remember, consistency beats talent in CRE every time. If you wake up and do your drill every single day, you work out every day, are you going to get a six-pack? Are you going to lose weight? Yeah, exactly. That's how it works, right? So consistency. Be consistent in commercial. I mean, obviously, make it a routine. Make it your daily habit of learning something new about commercial every single day. Like I said, there's always events going on. There's a happy hours also that you can actually connect with other brokers. If you're looking for investors, go to an event that has investors. Go to Expo. I went to the Small Business Expo. I go there every year. This year I won an iPad.
I saw it.
Yes. And I was like, me? What? No. Wait, what? But yes. And we picked up a couple clients there. About 4 clients, right, Sadie? Yes. So, it was pretty interesting. And when you're going there, you're having fun. You're meeting other people, business owners. And, it's free. It is free to go. Unless you want to upgrade and, get a couple it's called Speed Network. You get like 2 minutes with each other. That was a great investment too. I went last year on that. This year I didn't have time. Yes, but does anybody have any questions? Anybody? Are y'all ready to call your client? Pick up the phone and call your client right now and say, hey, I do commercial. No, thank you guys for taking the time of coming out, allowing us to pour into you guys. If y'all have questions, I have answers. If I don't know the answer, I will find out for you. One question I have, what is cabaret?
NOI by sales price.
Woo! Oh, you don't need it? Okay. All right. And what is We Partners? What is We Partners?
Networking group.
We are a networking group where we all come together and collaborate and bring ideas to the table. If you guys want more details about that, contact me, Daniel. Daniel, this is our
Most expensive ever been.
this is our panda, Papa Panda right here. So Calvin over there, of course, is closing a deal over there. I know.
Always be closing, right?
Yep, that's
Always
right.
be closing.
Right. So Daniel is one of my big head honcho partners here, and he is one of the reasons why I'm up here and speaking and all of this. You know, he made me break that barrier. And
Took you 10 years.
Yes. So thank you for all you do. He is our paparazzi. He's the one with the camera. Everybody's like, hey, that guy with the camera. Oh, yeah, that's our paparazzi over there. So, I mean, he's known in the industry too. So connect with him. We Partners open to everybody that wants to grow, build generational wealth for our kids, build partnerships, and take our business to the next level.
Yeah. So when Calvin and I created this networking group, and when we moved to this platform with VXP about 5 years ago, we realized that we could create a real estate club and not just be local, because the company, the platform is all 50 states. And at the time, it was only in 2 countries. Today, we're in 31 countries. We just launched Luxembourg today. So they'd had their launch event in Europe. And, we have team members in Hawaii, in Japan, in Peru, working on a couple of European partners as well. So, I was just talking to South Africa this morning, and then I was on the call with UK for growth because we just launched UK commercial as well. And so commercial is growing. Your network is your net worth. I mean, we have it. That's exactly, we believe that. What's nice about a platform that you're building together is this is willable to our children. Like the network can be passed down. And that's why we worked hard as partners together. No one's my agent anymore. That was when I had a brokerage. I had 2 companies before, and agents were always my agent, right? And I always wanted them to come up, but then I couldn't say, hey, Calvin, this agent wants to be a partner with us. He's like, I'm not going to give away my share. So now it's like everyone's a partner, and meaning that you have this. We're on the same level, and that's why I like about this platform, and just grateful for the creative thinkers of creating this platform for all of us. And if you want to learn more about what we're doing, why we're so crazy, and just let us know. Come to our events. We host a lot of different events. Sometimes people think I cook or I just take pictures. I do. I enjoy that. That's my way of de-stressing, right? I enjoy that. But the rest of the stuff, I still manage all the assets. I'm dealing with City of Dallas right now. It's like a lot of issues when you own properties. So you don't see the behind the stuff scenes. There's always stuff going on, and especially when you're managing the assets. Really want to build this for our children, so they can also learn about public speaking, learn how to be a leader, and then just connect with your kids if you have kids, and then just continue to build that up. So that's what we're about. And I appreciate Katie for finally been plant the seed, and so slowly now she's sprouting. So thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. I'm here for questions. Calvin's here for questions. And I have 2 left.
Take one home for Jenny.
I have a lemon. 2 left. 2 left. You gotta earn it.
Hey, I was up there talking.
I'm playing. One more. Anybody?
She's the one who's pushing me to be a better speaker. So.
Did you get one? Oh, here you go. Yeah. What's CRE? Woo! Yes. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Hey, I had to make sure she was paying attention. Thank you guys. Have a good rest of your day. Happy holidays. We're here for questions. If y'all have anything, thank you, National Title, as well, for all you do for us at all times.